So welcome back to another marathon training series episode, and this is number 9. And that means we're getting a little bit close now to Abingdon Marathon. Very excited, pretty much in the peak of the training. So today's video is all about 2 big workouts to showcase to you, and then some exciting product stuff at the end. Can't wait to get into that. So without further ado, let's dive in to the first workout. So good morning and welcome back to another marathon training series episode. This is week 9, including this week. There's 4 videos left. And I said in week 1, if you want time to fly, do a structured training block, because it feels so surreal every time I record these intros that another week has passed. But yeah, we are in between that 3 to 4 week stage out from Abingdon Marathon. I'll take shelter in here for a minute just because it is so busy out on the industrial estate. It is around 8:30, so all the commuter traffic is happening right now. So this week you are going to see another couple of workouts. Now, in terms of overall volume and intensity, it's coming down a little bit this week. Not necessarily because I'm starting the taper, but because I'm aware last week was a hefty week. It was really big, and I don't need to repeat that. I had such good quality thrown in last week that I just need more of the same in terms of quality, but probably a little less volume, because the focus this week for me is the final big long run on the weekend. And the big long run is going to effectively have the biggest amount of quality in it that I've done all training blocks. So that is my laser focus for the week. So the sessions this week are there to complement it. They're there to get it done, tick a box and move on. But I'm excited about this one today that you're about to see, because this is one that I saw Matt Rees, the Welsh runner, do about 3 years ago in his marathon build-up, and I've always wanted to do it ever since. If you follow his channel, you'll probably know exactly what it's all about. 5k at marathon effort, 1k push, 1k float, and repeat times 3. So effectively what I'm looking to do is hit in and around 6:05 to 5:55 for the 5ks, and then push the 1ks, and then float jog the off 1ks. But those floats are not easy jogs. They are hopefully going to be in the late 6 minutes per mile, and then the 1k pushes will be what they'll be. And so it's going to be around about 13 miles in total for the session. So good volume still, but obviously in terms of marathon effort, 15k. So what is that? Just under 10 miles, and then slightly faster and slightly slower reps as well. So really excited for this one. Let's get it underway. Alright, just coming to the end of the first marathon pace section, around about 6:03 per mile. Perfect. Here we go. Split 5k in 18:46. Let's push for a k now. I think that was a 3:32 around low 5:40 pace. So now it's a float. All right, here we go. 5:57 pace for this second one. Here we go. 1k push. That was around 18:27. So good progression. This is hard. Okay, I think that was a 3:30 or a 3:31. 5:39 per mile onto the float. Here we go, last set. Floating is good. 6:42 per mile. Let's do this. All right, this one's been great. 5:52 per mile. Really good. Now let's kick on. 3:26 I think, or 3:27. Low 5:30s, 5:33 or 5:34 per mile I think. That was brilliant. Just a float to go. There we go. That last float was around 6:30 per mile. And we're done. 13.05 miles banked today, so 0.05 short of a half marathon. That would have been a sub 119, I think. And that's the beauty of these sessions, is they kind of average out in and around like your marathon pace. That was 6:01, and a lot of these sessions I've been doing have been around 5:58 to 6:03, 6:04. So it's a good indicator. I'm very happy. I have to be honest with you, I understand why Matt likes to chuck that in. That was mentally probably the toughest I've done, especially in the first rep. First rep, I really struggled. I was like telling myself, be calm, get the first one done and work into it, because I knew I wasn't going to have time to do like tiptoe jogs and stuff like that because we're floating. But then when I got into the second one, I found my flow, I found my rhythm, and I felt really good. It was like I got like this moment of, okay, first one's done, 2 more to go, job done. And from there, it was great. And the last set, as you saw, realistically, quicker than marathon pace, of course. But it was nice to cut the session down in general and feel good doing it. Oh, and finally, of course, you would have seen the B-roll, the shoes. The race shoes finally turned up. So yeah, broke them in today, first little test. Nothing surprising, running next percent 2 so many times, just like breaking the baby blues out of the box for 3 or 4 weeks ago. So yeah, as you saw by the paces and stuff and how today went, they felt really good. So great stuff. One more run in them and then we'll box them up for race day. And here we go, welcome to Thursday. We're about to get the second workout of the week underway, and it is a beast. But before we do that, I just want to say a massive thanks to Saysky for sponsoring this week's video, as they have throughout the training series and all the way to the end to Abingdon Marathon. Delighted for them to be in my corner, really appreciate it. And of course, as always, I'll move here and point here. You guys can get 15% discount using discount code FODRUNNER15. They're offering 15% off all of their Saysky items. Today, kit check, I'm wearing one of their flow singlets. I'm wearing the combat shorts. These are the ones that I'll be wearing on race day, and some of their combat socks as well, with the Pegasus Plus on, testing those out. But yeah, really appreciate Saysky supporting. Make sure you use discount code FODRUNNER15, get some Saysky kit. It is absolutely phenomenal. There won't be many more weeks to do it, so get it now. And on to today's workout. So back on the industrial estate at the busy times, these first few reps are going to be a bit of a nightmare. Pavement hopping, road hopping. It's busy. When it gets to 9 o'clock, we'll be okay. 2x6, 2x5, 2x4, 2x3, 2x2, 2x1. Yes, it is that simple, but that long. 54 minutes in total for the workout. That's not the total intensity, but that's the total duration of the workout. So it's a long one this morning, and a baptism of fire for the Pegasus Plus. But you know what? The Pegasus Turbo 2 used to do these type of workouts for me. So let's see if this version can as well. Excited for this one. We were just saying now, Lee's here with me. Where is he? He's just over there. He's flying off to Berlin in about 5 hours. Mega exciting for him. And we were just saying how blooming humid it is this morning. Even though the temperatures are dropping, it is still really humid. So we'll give this one a good go. Goals for the session: I must start the 6-minute reps in the 5:50s, and then I just want to cut each rep down. But if I start in the 5:40s or 30s, I'll be absolutely screwed. So a nice controlled start to roll into it. All right, 5:50s for both of those, spot on to roll down to the 5 minutes. Perfect, 5:40s. All these Peg Pluses make you work for it. Okay, I think the 4s were both in the 5:30s. That last one, just, oh God. 3s to go, 2s to go, 1s to go. All right, 5:20s for the threes, exceptional. It is hard, they're so happy. I also had some bicarb for breakfast this morning. I'll tell you a bit more about that afterwards. Yes, 5 teams for the twos, absolutely buzzing. 2x1 to go, 2 minutes worth of work, that is it. Yes, what a workout. Second one of the week, really happy with that. Peg pluses are interesting, that's for sure, but yeah, really enjoyed that one. It got tough, but I just kept finding a way to push, cut down and finish strong. Let me talk about that bicarb. So the bicarb, I had my first taste of bicarb this morning. I'm sure a lot of you have seen Morton have a product out which is about £60 for a plastic bowl and 3 servings of bicarb mixed in a hydrogel format. They're selling that. It's been a big hit. A lot of professional athletes are using it. Anyway, along comes Jack and Josh, who have set up their own company. They're both from a mechanical engineering background, both very fastidious when it comes to systems and creating things, and they clearly thought to themselves, there's a market here for more affordable bicarb. They're not in it for the money, and they're producing it for the athletes, with the athletes in mind. So for 3 servings I hopped onto their website and purchased, with my own money I might add, nothing to do with them, they have no idea who I am, 3 sachets for £16.99, so almost a quarter of the price. So I thought I'd give it a whirl on today's session. You've got to have it 2 hours before, so I got up at 6 and got out here just after 8. So I made the bicarb up, the hydrogel formula first, stir it for a minute, and then put the bicarb in, stirred it, ate it. Interesting texture, a little bit like eating putty, but it's settled in the stomach fine. I've heard people say it gives them gas, I've heard people say it upsets their stomach. Nothing from me. I felt very well fueled this morning. I did also have a piece of bread and chocolate spread, so I did have something else as well. But yeah, and I guess throughout the workout, hard to tell after one run really, but promising that it settled in, and promising that I was able to continually kick down and never quite feel like I was at the edge. And cast your mind back to week 4, 3, when I was down at the caravan park, and I did 2x5, 2x4, 2x3, 2x2, and meant to do 2x1. I crumbled after 2x3, 2x2s were pathetic, and I had to bail on the 2x1. And yes, circumstances meant that I wasn't the best fuel for that one, but that was tough. Today, I've done a lot more volume, 2x6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I've cut all of them down. So yeah, interesting. Going to be testing more of it. Probably, I can confirm, I'll be ordering more of it. It'll be interesting to use it when the shorter distance races come around. I probably won't risk it for the marathon. Just don't want to risk anything at that stage, but I'm going to try it more in training, I think, and see if I feel the same on those sessions as I did today, because I felt pretty damn good. So just wanted to give them a bit of a shout out. Go follow them on Instagram, support them if you want to, hop onto their website, buy it. It's a quarter of the price. I haven't got a discount code, I'm not affiliated with them. I'm just saying it's always good to see grassroots businesses kick off and doing something good for the sport rather than for the money. So there we go, another big week wrapped up, just the long run to go, and it is the biggest long run of the block this weekend. Excited because when I've got that one done, we are then on the very, very, very gradual decline into next week, and then we'll be bringing it down even more. So obviously talked about the bicarb there at the end. That was very interesting to test. I think what I'm going to do with that is test a bit more next week in a session and then the week after. So I'm not going to use it too much, but I want to use the 3 sachets and just see if I felt like I did in this session. And that was, as you saw in the second session of this video, it was quite brutal, and obviously the humidity was high. I looked an absolute mess. I've edited that section and I look a wreck. But I have to be honest with you, every time a rep finished, I felt good. I was able to pick it up. I've never done that length of a cut down workout and been able to pick the paces up that way through, like that much all the way through. And the interesting thing was the reps 2 and 1, the ones that should have been the hardest reps, actually, when I pushed them, I never quite felt like I was on the edge. It was a very interesting feeling. Like, I didn't feel my body start to tense up. I felt very smooth, controlled, and they actually felt very much more like the 3 and 4 minute reps. So interesting. Watch this space for more info on that later down the line. And now for the really exciting bit. Of course, if you saw in that second workout, you'll have noticed that I was repping 2 watches. Obviously, my original watch and the COROS Pace 3. So delighted now to be using the COROS Pace 3 moving forwards. I was so grateful when COROS reached out. Would you like to test out the Pace 3? And of course, they've sent me the heart rate monitor as well. And just as a quick side note, in terms of the heart rate data, if you saw the second workout on Strava, you'll see the heart rate data was all over the shop for it. What I was trying to do was use my old setup of Garmin and Polar, and then COROS and COROS, and just compare the two, because I compared the two from the easy run the day before. It worked successfully, and I have to say, I uploaded both to Strava. I deleted one of them, but the COROS tracing when I was out in the forest was so much more accurate. It was like directly on the trail, whereas my Garmin, as you guys know, I often get GPS issues out there. So I was like, yes, we're on to a winner already. Finally, some good GPS stuff coming off this one. But it just didn't work in this second run in that workout. The watch was getting confused. It was connecting, disconnecting, and it just didn't work. So that's why the heart rate data was a little bit iffy on that one. So what my original plan was when COROS reached out and sent this to me is I was going to finish off the training block with the Garmin and then move on to this, but also wear this at the same time so that I could build up a bit of a picture, because I've had a good explore around the COROS app. I can see that you need to get some good data in there to start to build up a picture. As an example, I did my first easy run and then it predicted my marathon time at like 3:15, and I've done this workout and now it's predicting my marathon time at 2:50, and I'm guessing it's just going to take a bit of time to build up an athlete profile. So what I was aiming to do was just use this throughout the rest of the marathon block, get a good 3 weeks of data on there, and then when I started the next block, just move into it. But to be honest with you, the reason I was going to do that was because I wondered if I'd find this intuitive compared to using a Garmin for so long, but I've had no issues whatsoever. In fact, I'm finding this really easy to use, dead simple, and I'm just thinking there's no point in me carrying on with the Garmin. Let's just do a complete switch over now and just now solely focus on this thing. Couple of things I'm excited about, I guess, is building up that athlete profile, getting a little bit more data and using the app in a little bit more in depth. I gather as well, it can make a plan for you. So based on your fitness, it will create a free training plan, which is absolutely incredible. So I need to dive into that and have a look at that a little bit more. There's a shoe tracker in there, so you can track your mileage. Often a lot of you say, how do you know what miles you've run in your shoes when I do shoe reviews and stuff? And normally I just track it on Strava, but if I can do it all in the COROS app, that will be absolutely incredible as well. And there's plenty more features that I need to discover and explore. The one thing that I've still yet to do is sort out the front screen, the running screen. There's data fields on there that I want to move around, hide some, add some, get it all set up how I'd like for the marathon. I've managed to turn auto lap off. That was dead simple. So that's now how I like to run with it. Oh, and one last thing that was really cool to see when I did do my easy run, it was really interesting to get much more accurate, not necessarily accurate, but live heart rate data on that easy run in particular. So when I was comparing the two, I was out there, and what would happen is I would just go up a slope, I'd watch my heart rate go up on both the watches, but then I'd crest over the top, settle back down, feel my breathing come back to normal, and the COROS would instantly reflect that. That was really cool to see. The Garmin would keep going up a little bit more. Like for example, I was in the 120s, I'd then go up into the 130s. The Garmin would track up into the 140s with the Polar heart rate monitor, and then suddenly just plummet. So I seemed to be getting a lot more live data, much more instantaneously with the arm heart rate monitor from the COROS than I was the old one. And that's a good time to jump into the thank yous. As always, a massive thanks to you guys for watching the training series. I really appreciate it. I'll jump in and say a massive thanks to COROS. A quick disclaimer, probably should have put this earlier on, but no money's exchanged hand. This isn't a monetary contract. This is just a, hey, we have a product, would you like to use it and test it? And I said, absolutely, it will be an honor. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So just so that we're nice and clear, this isn't anything more more than that. A massive thanks to them for reaching out and letting me test it. I really do appreciate it. Saysky, of course, for sponsoring this week's training series and all the training series before and leading up to Abingdon. X Miles, your one-stop nutrition shop. Don't forget you can use discount code FOD10 for a 10% discount there. Noble Pro, their treadmill sale is now live. It is a huge sale. Make sure you check that out if you're looking for a treadmill this winter. Some massive discounts. I'll make sure that is all on screen. Ketone IQ, again, 30% off your first subscription box. Still using that every single day. As you guys know, loving that stuff, so you can check that out as well. One-time subscription, cancel it, get your box with 30% off, give it a go, see how you feel. The caffeinated version is better than the normal one. Pure Sport, link in the description below. You guys know I use the Freeze Roll Muscle Balm, magnesium, and of course their electrolytes. And finally, Body Light gear. You've seen me recently use a lot of it as the mornings are getting darker and the evenings are drawing in as well. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Next video, of course, will be the long run video. Let's see how we get on there. Can't wait to give that one a crack. If you enjoyed this one, guys, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content. I'll see you on the next one.